to the BC ferries to catch our ferry from Swartz Bay over to Tsawwassen.
Yeah.
As we head off on our adventure here, leaving Victoria, which is behind us, and heading out to the end of the peninsula to catch the ferry. And this is the beginning of our adventure. We're all packed up in the back with a ton of suitcases.
Oh, it's very crowded back there. Somewhere back there is Indigo, the dog. How do you feel?
Relieved that we've got everything packed away and fit into our car with our suitcases and room for the dog.
Doesn't mean that we got it on the airplane yet.
Not at all.
A small update as we wait for the launch of our Narrowboat, delayed a few weeks as parts and pieces are ordered and installed. We left the serene landscapes of Vancouver Island, traveling by ferry from Swartz Bay to Tsawwassen. And into Vancouver a day before our flight. The next day, we dropped Indigo off at the cargo side of the airport with worldwide animal travel. A hard thing to do, but she's a great traveler and was in good hands.
And they're off on new adventures to distant lands.
An uneventful flight with Indigo below us. We appreciated having very little turbulence on the way over and a soft landing. At Heathrow, we checked into our dog-friendly Ibis hotel, and we no sooner melted into the bed when we received a text that Indigo was ready to be picked up. And excitement led to laughter as the door opened for the grand reunion, and she just turned and meandered down a side corridor. But she did eventually find her way back to us, and lots of tail wags, and rolled over for her usual tummy rub. The next week we spent in Colchester, visiting our daughter and son-in-law, shopping, exploring the town, a trip to the tip, and a day with the dogs in Hamford, walking the beaches of the National Nature Reserve in Harwich. We also started the process of getting ourselves set up in the UK. We have 0 credit here and no history. So the first thing was a Monzo MasterCard, easy to set up online, and gave us a bill statement with a Colchester address. This, in turn, allowed us to sign up with the doctor's office and get an NHS number for health, and just enough credit to get a mobile phone plan. Price-wise, groceries are significantly cheaper than Canada, while energy, heating, gas, electricity, are a little bit more.
On our way to go see Rayleigh scattering for the first time for Shannon. A 3-hour drive up from Colchester, but fairly fast on the bit of the M1. Now things get a little bit narrow. Proper British road this is.
We traveled up to Bakewell and stayed at the Bagshaw Hall, the same heritage building I stayed at a few months ago. On the way, we stopped to see the progress of Rayleigh scattering, and she is taking shape. The paint is done and being polished, cabinetry is in, and now multiple passes are being made to add all the parts and pieces that make up a Narrowboat. Most things are on site: larder, freezer, oven, hob, solar panels, just waiting their turn once countertops and electrics are in place. Our son painter, Charlotte, has just started painting some artwork and name on the sides. We're very excited to see how it turns out. Meanwhile, the waiting period turned into an opportunity to explore. Each town we visited had its own story to tell, each point of interest its own piece of the puzzle that makes up the history of this country. We visited Hayden Hall, The historic manor house located in Bakewell, known for its medieval and Tudor architecture. It dates back to the 12th century, making it nearly 900 years old. It has remained largely unchanged over the centuries, as it was essentially abandoned with all the furnishings and tapestries for 200 years, providing a rare glimpse into the architectural styles and living conditions of England's distant past. A beautiful treasure trove of history, offering a glimpse into England's past with its well-preserved interiors, beautiful gardens, and rich heritage. We explored the trails of Bakewell, a great way to see any town. Apparently we're in Cat Cliff Wood. We go down that way. Keep on going.
You never know what you might find when you go out for an evening walk. Victoria Mill. Hey, that name sounds familiar.
After leaving Bakewell, we drove to Bolsover and visited Bolsover Castle, a stunning example of 17th century architecture that dates back to 1612. The Little Castle was designed as a retreat and a luxurious residence, with rich tapestries and grand fireplaces reflecting the opulent lifestyle of its time. We continued onward to Newark and the Newark Air Museum, a fascinating destination for aviation enthusiasts. The museum houses a diverse collection of aircraft, from historical planes to modern jets. Highlights include the impressive Vulcan bomber, and we were able to go aboard for a quick look at the cockpit. Knowledgeable volunteers certainly enhanced the experience with their know-how and interesting tidbits on all the planes, ensuring a very memorable visit. We stayed the night in Nottingham, and the next day explored Nottingham Castle.
So here we are in Nottingham with Nottingham Castle behind me in the background there. Home of Robin Hood and the whole lore that goes with it. Always wanted to come here because as a kid watching the Disney movie, and so it was kind of fun to go see it and check out the actual Robin Hood statue that's there and explore the grounds. So we've got Indigo with us here that's going for a little bit of a walk while Shannon's exploring Nottingham Castle, and then we'll switch off and go from there. Beautiful view of the city behind me here. There's even a British Waterways building down there, so I think we'll wander down and check it out because the canal comes by here. So I'm sure one day soon we'll travel through Nottingham again and be able to be on our boat next time. So great fun. I thought this was a great idea. We're entering the Hood's Hideout, suitable for outlaws up to 12 years old. So behind us here we've got a whole playground set up for the kids to explore and play and walk across and find hideouts and stuff like that. What a great idea. I wish I was 12 years old again. Inside the castle, it's like an art gallery.
It was fun to explore the castle, dating back to the 11th century, and learn a bit of its history. Before we left, we had time to wander down to the Castle Wharf on the Nottingham Canal. Beautiful area, even a British Waterways building which has been converted to apartments. As the days turn, our anticipation of being on the Narrowboat grows. Each visit, each town, and each experience adds to the tapestry of our new life in the United Kingdom. If all goes well, our next vlog will be the launch of Rayleigh Scattering, and we can take you aboard for our new adventure, 2 Canucks on the Cut.